Everything you knew about making a first impression is wrong. Yeah, you heard me right. All those tips and tricks you've been relying on, forget them. Because today I'm about to reveal the real secrets to nailing that first date impression. And trust me, once you master these, you'll leave them absolutely intrigued and wanting more. Ready? Let's dive in. Imagine this, you finally landed a date with that person who's been on your mind 24/7. Excitement, nerves, a million thoughts racing through your head. But let's be real, you've got just one shot to make that first impression count. So, how do you ensure you leave them thinking about you long after the date's over? Today, I'm going to share with you the ultimate blueprint for leaving a lasting impression on your first date. Now, let's get real for a moment. We all know that first impressions are crucial, whether it's in a job interview, meeting new people, or of course on that all-important first date. But here's the kicker, the stakes are even higher when romance is involved. That first date. It's your one shot to captivate their attention, to create a spark that might just turn into something special. But here's the thing, nailing a first impression isn't about being someone you're not. It's about amplifying the best parts of yourself and creating a connection that feels genuine and exciting. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. From the moment you say hi to the final goodbye, we're covering it all. So, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll be armed with everything you need to make that first date one they'll never forget. 1. Stop doing this if you want to keep the conversation flowing. Let's talk conversation. You know how sometimes things just hit a dead end? Awkward silences. Yeah, that's not happening on your watch. Here's what you need to stop doing. Avoid closed-ended questions. They're conversation killers. Instead, go for open-ended questions that invite your date to share more. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like movies?" try, "What's the best movie you've seen recently and why?" See the difference? You're not just asking a question, you're inviting them into a whole discussion. But let's go deeper. The art of conversation isn't just about the questions you ask, it's about how you ask them and how you respond. For example, when your date is talking about their favorite hobby, don't just nod and smile, engage with what they're saying. Ask follow-up questions, share your own related experiences, and most importantly, show genuine interest. If they're passionate about something, dive into that passion with them. Let them feel that their interests are just as exciting to you as they are to them. And here's a little secret, active listening. When you actively listen, not just hear, but really listen, you're not just gathering information. You're showing them you care about what they're saying. Remember, everyone wants to feel heard, so nod, make eye contact, and respond genuinely. That's how you turn a good conversation into a great one. But what about those dreaded moments when the conversation starts to wane? It happens to the best of us. Here's how you can avoid those awkward silences. Always have a mental list of topics you can fall back on. Think about things like recent movies, travel experiences, funny anecdotes, or even current events, as long as they're not too heavy. Having these in your back pocket can help keep the conversation flowing smoothly. And remember, humor is your best friend. A well-timed joke or lighthearted comment can instantly diffuse any tension and keep the atmosphere fun and relaxed. But here's the trick, don't force it. If humor isn't your strong suit, don't try too hard. Just be yourself and let the conversation unfold naturally. The bottom line? Your goal is to create a dialogue that feels effortless and engaging, where both of you are genuinely interested in what the other has to say. If you can do that, you're already miles ahead of the game. 2. The hidden power of positive energy. Energy is contagious. Walk into that date with positive vibes and you're already halfway there. Before you even meet up, take a moment to get into the right headspace. Visualize a fun, engaging date. Think about things that make you happy, that get you excited. Maybe it's a favorite song, a good memory, or just the anticipation of meeting someone new. This mental prep isn't just fluff, it sets the tone for how you'll come across during the date. When you finally meet your date, greet them with a genuine smile. Smiling is like a secret superpower. It sets the tone and puts everyone at ease. Plus, people naturally respond to positivity. When you're upbeat and enthusiastic, it makes them want to be around you. Your enthusiasm? Totally infectious? But don't stop there. Keep your body language open and relaxed, no crossed arms or fidgeting. Stay loose, stay confident. Remember, verbal cues speak louder than words. The way you carry yourself can communicate warmth, confidence, and approachability without you even having to say a thing. And here's something a lot of people overlook: be present. We live in a world full of distractions: our phones, our to-do lists, our own thoughts. But when you're on a date, especially a first date, nothing kills the vibe faster than someone who's clearly not paying attention. So, put your phone away, clear your mind of any distractions, and focus entirely on the person in front of you. And hey, don't be afraid to show your playful side. A little joke, a funny story, anything that gets you both laughing. Laughter is a great way to break the ice and create a sense of camaraderie. The goal here is to create a light, enjoyable atmosphere that makes them want to stay in your company longer. Now, you might be wondering, what if I'm naturally a bit more reserved? That's okay. You don't have to be the loudest or most energetic person in the room to make a great impression. It's about finding your own way to bring positive energy to the date. Maybe it's through your genuine interest in the other person, your kindness, or your thoughtful gestures. Whatever your style, just remember to keep things light, positive, and fun. 3. Planning a date that she won't forget. So, how do you make sure this date is one for the books? Simple. Personalization. Do a little homework before the date. What are their interests? Their hobbies? Use that info to craft a date that's uniquely tailored to them. If she's into art, maybe you two hit up a cool gallery. If she's a foodie, why not a fun cooking class? Here you can really stand out, think outside the box. Most people default to the typical dinner and a movie, but why not surprise her with something more creative? Maybe you plan a scavenger hunt around your city, or you visit a quirky off-the-beaten-path museum. If she loves the outdoors, consider an easy hike with a beautiful view as the reward. The trick is to think outside the box. Anyone can go to dinner and a movie, but how about something unexpected? Maybe a sunrise hot air balloon ride or a spontaneous day trip to a hidden gem in your city. The more creative, the better. And trust me, she'll remember it. But here's the thing, not every date has to be extravagant to be memorable. Sometimes it's the small, thoughtful touches that make the biggest impact. Maybe you remembered she mentioned her favorite dessert, and you surprise her with it, or you take her to a spot that has some personal significance to her. These little details show that you're not just going through the motions, you're genuinely interested in making her feel special. And don't forget the element of surprise. It doesn't have to be anything over the top, but something as simple as a handwritten note or a small, thoughtful gesture can go a long way. It's all about creating moments that stand out that she'll think back on with a smile long after the date is over. The bottom line, plan a date that's tailored to her interests. That's a little bit unexpected, and that shows you put some thought and effort into it. Do that, and you're already way ahead of the game. 4. Exposing the secret to genuine confidence. Now, let's get real about confidence. We all know it's attractive, but there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. So what's the secret to getting it right? First off, be yourself. Don't try to impress her with some exaggerated version of who you are. Authenticity is magnetic. Show her who you really are, flaws and all. And remember, true confidence isn't about dominating the conversation. It's about being secure enough to listen, to show interest in her thoughts and opinions. But what does genuine confidence look like in action? It's in the way you carry yourself, sure, but it's also in the way you treat her. Confidence doesn't mean you have to be the loudest person in the room. It's more about being comfortable in your own skin, being able to laugh at your fans and not taking things too seriously. Here's a pro tip. Confidence is about balance. It's knowing when to take the lead and when to step back. It's about making decisions, but also being flexible and considerate of her preferences. For example, you might suggest a place for dinner, but also be open to her suggestions. This shows that you're confident enough to lead, but not so rigid that you can't adapt. But here's the golden rule. Confidence without respect is worthless. Treat her with kindness and consideration, and you'll come across as someone worth knowing. Someone she'll want to see again. Another key to showing genuine confidence is being comfortable with silence. A lot of people feel the need to fill every gap in the conversation, but sometimes a little silence is okay. It shows that you're confident enough not to need constant validation, and it can actually create a more relaxed, comfortable atmosphere. And let's talk about vulnerability for a second. Being confident doesn't mean you have to be invincible. It's okay to admit when you don't know something or when you're nervous. In fact, a little vulnerability can make you more relatable and endearing. Just remember, it's all about balance. 5. The subtle art of physical connection. Physical touch, it's one of those things that can either make or break a date. Done right, it creates intimacy and connection. Done wrong, well, it gets awkward fast. Start small. A gentle touch on the arm when you're laughing together, a light brush of the hand, it's all about creating those little sparks. But be sure to read the room. If she seems comfortable, you can build on that. If not, back off and give her space. Let's break it down. Physical touch should feel natural, not forced. The key is to be subtle. For example, when you're walking together, a light touch on her lower back as you guide her through a door, or a gentle hand on her arm during a conversation. These are small gestures, but they can have a big impact. But here's the thing, physical touch isn't just about attraction, it's also about creating a sense of comfort and safety. When done right, it can make her feel more connected to you, more at ease. It's about building a rapport that goes beyond words. And remember, timing is everything. Don't rush into physical contact too quickly. Pay attention to her cues. Is she leaning in closer? Does she seem comfortable with the proximity? These are good signs that she's open to a little more physical closeness. But if she seems hesitant or pulls away, take it as a signal to give her more space. The goal is to make her feel safe, comfortable, and, most importantly, intrigued. You want her to feel that there's something deeper between you, something worth exploring. And here's a little tip, leave her wanting more. Don't overdo it with the physical contact. Sometimes, less is more. A gentle touch here and there, a lingering hand on her shoulder, these subtle gestures can be far more powerful than you might think. So there you have it, the secrets to making that first date an absolute hit. From killer conversation tactics to exuding genuine confidence, these strategies are your ticket to leaving a lasting impression. Remember, it's all about being present, showing genuine interest, and creating a fun, positive atmosphere. Let's recap. Keep the conversation engaging by asking open-ended questions and actively listening. Bring positive energy to the date by staying present and showing enthusiasm. Plan a date that's personalized and a little bit outside the box. Show genuine confidence by being yourself and balancing confidence with respect. And finally, use subtle physical touch to create a deeper connection. Go out there, be yourself, and make that first impression one she won't forget. With these strategies, you're not just going to survive the first date, you're going to knock it out of the park. So go get him, and remember, the key to a great first date is to have fun and enjoy the moment. Good luck out there. There.